Jalen.
The Clippers can do whatever the hell they want, but I'm not going to trust them. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
Our award predictions: MVP, Steph Curry, Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic. Those are the three options. Who are you taking, Jalen?
Now, are we going with who we think is going to win or who we think deserves it?
If we can make it quick, we can do one of each because like you might have a different like opinion
Okay.
on that. That's a good point.
Who I think is going to win is Nikola Jokic. I
Yeah.
think he's had the best season. He's 7'2", 300 pounds, an offensive lineman averaging Shaquille O'Neal numbers with point guard assist numbers. That's ridiculous, and we've really brushed it under the rug because Steph Curry is scoring 39 points a game, which is fantastic. But we really ignored this white dude in Denver,
Mm-hmm.
and the disrespect has to stop. Who I want
Mm-hmm.
to win is Joel Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
I think from where he took the Sixers to, because I believe Denver was around this spot last year, if I'm not mistaken. They were around 5'6", and now they're third, if I'm not
I don't think
mistaken.
so. I
Though
don't
they
think
were
so.
4 or 5. No, it was Houston OKC. Anyways, regardless, um,
I think
I would
that's
love to
true.
see Joel Embiid win it. I think even though he's missed games, I think he's affected both ends of basketball. Philadelphia is the number one defense in the East. If it wasn't for the Lakers, they'd be the number one defense in the NBA. So I have Joel Embiid as who I want to win it.
Mukhtar.
You have to agree with J Lo. Simple as that. Nikola Jokic, 7'2", 300 pounds. He's played all 72 games this year. He's led his team to the third best record
Mm,
in the West. He's a solid player, man, and he definitely deserves his flowers, and he definitely deserves his MVP. So I'm giving it to him. I kind of find it funny that a guy who's not in the playoffs is a finalist, but we'll leave
Mm-hmm.
that for another day. And yeah, I kind of do agree with J-Lo. If Joel Embiid didn't get injured this year, I think Joel Embiid would have won it, and it would have been nice to see another African brother win the MVP. But
yeah.
it is what it is. I think Joel Embiid has an MVP in his future in the NBA for sure. But he had a phenomenal season and should not be overshadowed by what Nikola Jokic has done. But
Yeah.
Nikola Jokic definitely deserves his just due because he's had a phenomenal year.
I agree with both of you. There's nothing more to it. And Jalen, just to point out, Denver's in the same spot they were last year, third.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you bring up a good point there, and I think I don't think the Sixers can beat the Nets, but like you brought up a good point. I think the Sixers are playing a better brand of basketball now.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I completely agree with you. Rookie of the year: LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, Mukhtar. Who you going with?
It's a weird one because LaMelo's just been what he's been out for what 20, 30 games.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I think it was 20, 30.
Yeah, it
But
was
he
like a
came
good
back and
six
he took
weeks.
his team
Yeah,
to the playoffs.
yeah.
He came back and took his team to the playoffs. Like that's really a great accomplishment. Like you completely changed that organization, you made it much better. But Anthony Edwards has been hooping. Like he has been hooping. And it's tough for me not to give it to Anthony Edwards, but I'm gonna have to give it to LaMelo. He took his team to the playoffs. He's really changed the narrative of the Charlotte Hornets. Like they've really had nothing going on for them since Kemba left. Like they're really stuck in the mud, and now they have a direction that they can go in, and they have a franchise player. And I think Lamelo definitely deserves his rookie of the year. But I feel bad for Anthony Edwards because he's had a phenomenal rookie season.
I agree with you. I think I'm going LaMelo Ball. He brought the team to the playoffs, and we were talking about it before. Before he got injured, he was undisputedly the rookie of the year. And I feel like Anthony Edwards, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is just my observation. Anthony Edwards really picked it up after the man got injured. The
Hmm.
Yeah,
man,
after All Star break, he went crazy.
yeah,
I
exactly. Like,
agree with you.
yeah, Lamelo got injured, and then Anthony Edwards is like, "Yo, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna show y'all that I'm the guy. I'm that guy." But I think Lamelo is the one who deserves it. I think taking your team to playoffs, just coming in and your team's like flirting with a playoff spot, and then you take them to a play-in game. I think that is huge, especially in your rookie year. So yeah, I'm going Lamelo. Jalen.
Yeah, I got Lamelo too. I just think taking that city of Charlotte to almost having them in meaningful basketball. Yeah, they finished ninth, but For the better part of the year, LaMelo had them in the 4 or 5 spot. We really forget that. When he went out, they started to drop. They had a lot of injuries with Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington. But even when Lamelo came back, he still didn't have Gordon Hayward, and he was still without PJ Washington. And they were still, they were still winning games, and they were still relevant. So I can't ignore that. But I love Anthony Edwards. I love his attitude. I love his demeanor. He's kind of an old school yo. Like when he was talking about trash talking, he's like, bro, they grown man, bro. It's a sport. This is what it's about. Nothing soft. You know what I mean? Like he's one of those old school hoopers. You know what I mean? So I love Anthony Edwards, but I got to give it to Lamelo.
Mukhtar, who are you going for on your defensive player of the year? Rudy Gobert, Draymond, or Benjamin Simmons? In the words of Jalen, Benjamin.
Best defense in the NBA, best record in the NBA. He's a dominant force in the paint. He literally makes people scared to take layups. I'm taking Gobert as much as J-Lo hates him. J-Lo has 2 people out of 3 that he completely hates in this ranking, so I'm
I'm going the same way. Let's see if Jalen's gonna make this unanimous.
I think that it's egregious. It's not egregious, but I just think that Miles Turner should have been third. I think that when he was healthy, he was blocking 3, 4 shots a game. Indiana was top 5 in every defensive statistic, so we had a Rudy Gobert like impact. Um, Kyrie gave Benjamin Simmons 43 on an empty stomach and no water. He can't win Defensive Player of the Year. I'm sorry. So I have no choice but to go with Rudy Gobert.
Hey, I knew you're not going to pick Benjamin, but yeah,
bro,
clean sweep.
Kyrie gave this man 43 on an empty stomach and a parched mouth, bro.
Coach of the Year: Quinn Snyder, Utah Jazz; Tom Thibodeau, New York Knicks; Monty Williams, Phoenix Suns. Jalen, let's switch it up. Let's go you first.
I'm gonna give it to Tom Thibodeau. I really want to give it to Monty Williams because I've said for years Monty Williams is one of the best coaches in this league. I thought he should have taken over from Billy Donovan in Oklahoma City before Billy Donovan. Sorry, I thought he should have gotten the job in Oklahoma City before Billy Donovan got there. I think he would have taken that Oklahoma City team to the moon. But I'm gonna go Tom Thibodeau. He has role players, no actual stars. And he has them, top 5 in defense, every defensive statistic. He has them 4th in the East, and the Knicks are playing playoff basketball. I think that is huge. He has the young guys playing ahead of their time. Emmanuel Quickly looks like a mature young Kentucky Wildcats baby. Go Big Blue. But he has those young guys, Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickly, those guys hooping. The role players understand and accept their role. It's one thing to understand your role, it's another thing to accept your role. Shout out to Brendan Edwards. That's his quote. But he has everybody in New York hooping. So I'm gonna go Tom Tibbs.
Mukhtar.
Who should win it? Probably Monty Williams because he took his 10th seed team to the 2nd seed in the NBA. Like he really transformed that team. But who I want to win it, I'm gonna go with J-Lo. Like to do anything good with the Knicks for what they have done in the last 10 years, to do anything good with them is just like wow. It's so much pressure just to be in that position there, especially. And the fact that he took that position and he said, you know what, I'm gonna lead this team. When your coach is your leader, that's a scary sight. I'm not gonna lie, that's a scary sight because you have a bunch of little troops and little soldiers right behind him, ready to fight for him, run through walls. So I love it, and I think Tom Thibodeau should definitely win Coach of the Year.
I agree. Like, there's nothing else to say. Like, you guys spelled it out. NBA Sixth Man of the Year: Jordan Clarkson, Joe Ingles, Derrick Rose. I'm gonna go Jordan Clarkson. Best record in the NBA. He's been hooping. When Donovan Mitchell went out, the boy stepped up. There's nothing else I can say about that. Mukhtar, who you going with?
I think we're gonna agree with each other with a lot. But yeah, Jordan Clarkson, baby.
Yeah.
When you can score basically 20 off the bench and you're just literally like like instant coffee, how it just when you put it into water, it just dissolves right away. He's instant offense. This guy's instant offense. So whenever you need a bucket, just give it to him. He's an absolute bucket. So yeah, 6 man a year producing instant offense and one of the most consistent players off the bench all year. Probably no, the most consistent player off the bench all year. Definitely giving it to Jordan Clarkson. Deserves it.
And Mukhtar, I'll give you your flowers because you did call this. I remember early on in the season you were praising him. I'm pretty sure you did. You did. Am I right?
Probably.
Yeah, you were talking about how I'm pretty sure I remember you talking about the addition of Jordan Clarkson and saying like he's gonna be like a difference maker. And when Donovan Mitchell went out, you said Jordan Clarkson is gonna step up, and you didn't lie. Saw no lies. Jalen, you?
I don't think Joe Ingles should be qualified for this because he started half the games.
So that's another question I was gonna like pose after.
Like I think he's just taking the
No,
spot
he
from somebody
started. He
else.
started less games than came off the bench. That's why he qualified. Like he came off the bench 34 times and he started 30 times.
I don't think if you start like come on, bro. Like it's 4 games, really. Like it's not UMAC, but like it's just.
I don't know.
yeah.
I think it's stupid.
I wasn't really feeling it because there's 2 dudes from the same team too. That like. I don't know. That's just me.
That too. No, I get that, Bina. But honorable mention to Derrick Rose because I think he's such a big presence on that Knicks team, and it's the reason why that second unit provides so much energy because Derrick Rose is defending well, he's facilitating, controlling that second unit, especially those young guys. But I can't ignore Jordan Clarkson, man. This dude got rid of Kendall, and his game really took off. And like almost 20 points a game in Utah, bro. Like half the fans are KKK members. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah, he's doing it in braids and everything. He's
stay up, young kid.
Most improved player, Jeremy Grant, Michael Porter Jr., Julius Randle. I'm just gonna say Julius Randle, and that's it. That's it. That's my. I have nothing else to say. Julius Randle, Mukhtar.
Unequivocally, Julius Randle. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody thought this guy would be a leader in the top 4 team in the Eastern Conference. Like that is crazy to me. He made a crazy jump. It's really rare to see a guy from year 7 to year 8 make a jump like this. Like to become one of the best players in his position, to be one of the best players on his team. Like it's a really weird jump, but I get it because Julius Randle's been putting in work in the league, and he finally getting his just dues.
And Jalen, you?
The 3 candidates are Julius Randle, Jeremy Grant, and Michael Porter Jr., no?
Yeah.
I think they all have really strong cases to win this award, man. I would love to see Jeremy Grant win this because I'm a big Jeremy Grant guy. Going from 12 to 22 points per game, 3 to 5 rebounds. He doesn't pass the ball clearly, but his shooting numbers have skyrocketed. 45%. Yeah, that's facts. Corey Joseph. 45% from the field, 35% from 3. Improved drastically from the charity stripe. Higher PER. Man, I would love to see him win it, but Julius Randle really deserves it just because the Knicks are relevant and he's the best player on the Knicks.
100%.